Hey, this is Matt once again. What about the videos? The paid request this time for Adam. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for a film called Billy Elliot, which I had heard of and wasn't really that interested. But, it's a request, so I watched it. It's one of those films that's not a bad movie. It's just, it depends on how much you're interested in the story and the backdrop. If you watch the trailer, if it really seems like something you'd be vastly interested in, definitely give it a look. If not, eh. It stars Jamie Bell, who plays an 11-year-old kid, takes place in northeast England in 1984. There's a coal miner strike. His dad and his brother are part of the strike. And the dad wants the kid to be taught boxing. But he doesn't like boxing. He watches a dance class nearby and he wants to be a dancer. So he kind of secretly goes in and tries to learn the moves on dancing. The dance teacher is very supportive. Okay, do this, do that. Fine, we'll give you lessons. Well, I can't because my dad will hate it. Fine, I'll give you private lessons. I think you got potential. So she starts giving him private lessons. Because at one point, the kid's just doing the lessons with the other kids, and the dad gets pissed off and upset with him. Perverse thinking that if you're a dancer, then you must be gay. That's how the father thinks. So you're in the midst subplots of the kid learning how to dance, thanks to the dance teacher. The dance teacher thinks he's so good, he's going to try to put him up for this audition for this academy. Meanwhile, the older brother and the dad are trying to deal with this coal mine strike. The mom has passed away. The grandmother has Alzheimer's. Just all these issues going on. Which does make you feel bad for the kid. I thought Jamie Bell did a good job, and I knew I recognized the guy, or the kid, because he grew up to be Ben Grimm, the Thing, in that 2015, I think it was 15, the Fan-4-Stick, the Fantastic Four movie, which is actually a film I didn't mind. I know everyone else hated it. I didn't mind it for what it was. I really didn't hate it. I've seen much worse movies. I've seen much worse superhero movies, to be honest. It's basic. It's nowhere near a great, awesome movie, but one of the worst movies ever. I can name a shitload of movies worse than that. You ever seen Feeders? You ever seen Hobgoblins? You ever seen Newty? But anyway, even Hobgoblins, I mean, even that film, I've seen much worse than that. I'm like, have you seen The Time Machine I Found at a Yard Sale? Have you seen Neil Breen's movies? Anyway, going off that. But I think Jamie Bell, he was definitely the best part of it. You saw his excitement and want to be this dancer, the frustration and fear and dealing with his dad and his family, and then finding out, the confusion when he finds out that his friend, another little kid, happens to be gay. And you see Jamie Bell's confusion, but at the same time, he doesn't knock the kid. He doesn't make fun of the kid. You poofer. And the kid appreciates it. At one point, he gives him a peck on the cheek. I thought a lot more was going to be done with that. Like, it was going to be found out and the kid would stick up for his friend or anything of the sort. No. I just think they just wanted to be a little, another nugget for the movie. And then one day the father sees the kid dancing and I just sees that he's so good. He's ready to cross the picket line and he's crying, saying, he deserves a chance. He's only 11 years old. But I'm sorry. That's a big part of the film I didn't buy. I thought this father was such a mean, rude, vile piece of shit where he was ready to beat the hell out of the kid. I saw you dancing. He was so intense and so angry. He's like ready to come at him to just beat him up. No, I don't buy it. I don't buy him seeing one fucking dance bit from the kid and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna cross the picket line. I gotta get him no matter what to this academy. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for $1. I don't buy it for a penny. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. And that really made the film feel false to me. I did not, I mean, with how the father was portrayed in a consistent manner, I don't buy his change of heart. I also don't buy the big brother's change of heart because the only thing he says to his brother is fuck off. Stay the fuck out of, stay out of my business. That's all he kept saying. So at the end, when the kid's going bye-bye and the bro's like, I'm gonna miss you, all that stuff. I'm like, I don't buy that either. I'm sorry, I just didn't buy it. But the way they acted and the way they behaved, I know people say, well, that's realistic. Well, I mean, maybe a lot of times you don't buy that in real life. I don't know, I just don't buy it, man. I just don't buy it. There's not, I mean, maybe to use a little bit more conversation or a bit more come to Jesus moments or a bit more of the dad being confused and seeing his kid like multiple times, maybe if he saw his kid dance and being confused, and maybe he read a letter from his wife. Like the kid has a letter from his mom saying keep going with your dreams. So maybe if the guy like tried to overcome the death of his wife and a bit more of that build up, maybe then I could have believed his transition to believing in his kid and being gung-ho about his dancing career. I didn't feel that way in this. I mean, the only one I felt genuine was the little kid. Where the dad's, like the dad and brother are fighting with the dance teacher and throwing all these verbal jabs at each other. And I like the scene, like my favorite scene is the bit where the kid, I like the location where everything's a brick wall. And I don't know if they have this in Northeast England, but like a brick place and like a brick encavement with like a toilet. I'm like, are there public toilets where everything's just surrounded by brick and you just go there and do your business and leave? It's like a weird public outhouse thing. I mean, there's a public restroom, but the way this is done, I never seen it look like that. I liked all the brick walls around, and it's like he's so aggravated by everything. It's like angry dancing. It's like dancing amongst these bricks in rebellion. He stomp his feet, but still dancing, and it's like he can't control himself, and he's just so angry and upset and confused. And I could feel his confusion because I and everyone else has felt that way. If things are not going the best, and you just don't know what to do, so you're trying to just spazzing out in your own turmoil and anger and frustration and trying to figure out what to do next. I did like that scene quite a bit. And I didn't mind the dance teacher either. I thought she did a decent enough job. I thought the two of them and their little verbal moments with like the kid early on going, you trying to take a hit on me? Like you trying to hit on me? Do you like me like that? Oh, piss off. Yeah. I like their friendship. That's really the only one I felt was genuine and noteworthy. Just again, the father and the brother, again, they were just so mean, rude, vile pieces of shit that I just, if they got hit by a bus, the characters that is, not the people, but if the characters got hit by a bus, I'd be like, yay, good, they deserve it, fuck them. And you just say maybe it's a bit predictable, like when you go to the audition he does it. When they stopped and asked him, what do you think about dancing? What do you feel about it? And he's talking about how I disappear. I feel change in my body. Just there flying like a bird. I feel like electricity. And you see the look on the judges, and you know he's going to be accepted. Which he does. He just accepted. Says goodbye to his gay friend. Says goodbye to his dad and his brother. And it cuts to many years later, and he's in a big dance play on the stage, and he made it. He does this dance, and the father's like, got like tears in his eyes. I'm like, I don't buy that, dude. I just don't buy it. If it was like something where he had a dream that was put down by his own dad, if that was in the film, then I'm sorry that I completely missed that part. Sometimes the dialect would lose me a bit, as in I didn't know what they were talking about. Like, don't lose your blob. I mean, what the fuck is a blob? The blob? Which one, the 50s or the 80s blob? But there'd be certain verbiage like don't lose your blob. I'm like, what the hell is that? What guess I mean, maybe as an American, some of the language just went over me. But again, do I think it's a bad film? No. It's a film that you say is a fantasy, uplifting for people, where this kid who's stuck and thought that the future would be another coal miner like the brother and father, but he's able to follow his dreams, work hard. Did a good job in the dancing department in those sequences. Well trained for the movie. But maybe it just isn't a movie that'd be for me. Just isn't my cup of tea in terms of films, in terms of... I'm not even big on musicals at all. I mean, this is a musical, but I'm just... Other than maybe Little Shop of Horrors and Rocky Horror Picture Show, a handful of others. Not big on music. I'm not big on movies about dance in the theater, and it's just not for me. And like I said, the human story... I bought Billy Elliot. I felt sorry for him. I felt his turmoil. I felt his frustration. You felt bad for him with the way his brother and father were treating him. And that's why I hated the brother and father characters. I hated what they said and how they treated the kid. And I don't buy their change of heart. A lot of people bought it. That's fine. For me, I'm like, that just felt too false for me. Maybe I'm just very cynical. Why? Why do you feel false? Again, it felt like he saw the kid dance one time and was like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to help him. I'm like, really? After how angry, like, you were ready to beat the shit out of him what felt like 15 minutes ago in the movie. Like, come on, dude. So, it's not a film I would ever see again. Not my cup of tea. But it's not a rant because, yeah, again, I don't think it's badly filmed. The music works for what needed to happen in the movie. The acting. Like I say, Jamie Bell does a good job. The dancing. Nicely trained. That's just not for me. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.